March 30th, 2026. I'm Sweets. This is Sid. This is our Monday weekly check-in when we talk about what we're going to be merging this week. Sid, do you have anywhere you want to kick it off? Otherwise, I'm going to start by sharing the admin dashboard and look at the scoreboard that I'm trying to optimize for.
Go ahead.
Okay. Scoreboard that we are working on is tracking how much content is being generated inside of Recoup. Admin.recoupable.com.
Did you look up Starlink when I said
I did. It looks like an affordable pricing. I should switch over to it just to make sure that I'm not getting
fuck yeah.
$50 a month for what I need to do is not bad. Especially if it's going to be buggy when there's storms.
Talk it out while you're waiting.
So we've now got tags working. So all of the tagging inside, you can now do human readable prompts, like make me a lip sync video, and then it'll make you a video of the lip sync tag. You can also say stuff like 3, so a batch number, high quality, so it's upscaling, long captions for caption length. And you'll see that we now have 3 videos here in the output. So it implemented the batch. It's got long captions, and I haven't looked at these yet. I'm assuming that these are also high quality, upscaled. Let's see if they're upscaled.
It's weird because it's still not pulling in. It's still not pulling in the reference video.
Let's see what the next.
Like this one didn't. It didn't pull in the reference of her face.
You say it's not using the right reference of her face?
Yeah, like that's not her face. So it looks like it just pulled like the prompt.
The pipeline definitely pulls the face. Let's see if there's other context that might be throwing it off inside of not Recoup. It would be rostrum, artist, Gatsby, context, images. We only have one face guide in here. So now if you go into files and you select an image, it'll now show you the preview of images. This wasn't a thing last week, but this lets me verify. It's pulling. Well, I guess
Can you go to Gatsby, Instagram.com, Gatsby.whatthewtf? This is what the bedroom or artist bedroom caption should look like. And you can see like it's the purple tone. She's looking at the thing like, so if it doesn't look like these, then something's wrong. And then obviously the caption length is different, like depending, but like if it doesn't look like this, then the template's not working. So we have to figure out why the template's not working. But that was my responsibility last week, right? So I need to go in and see what the fuck's going on with the template.
Yeah, it sounds like locally you're using some sort of style sheet, and I have a feeling that style sheet is not being used, whether the file doesn't exist or that the pipeline doesn't actually use it. I have a feeling that is what is causing it. Can you still hear me, or is the rain totally making it hard to hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So here's the scoreboard that I'm looking at. Today we've had 2 tags with videos, one of our lower days. We have an output with 3 videos. I think this is the most output that we've had because now the batch tag works. But this was one of the things that Sid had wanted is, the question is how, let me go back to the actual question. What specific data do we want to track to measure value retention of our customers? We want to track the recoupable label agent, number of pieces of content generated, number of posts created. So the sub question of that is what is preventing Sid from sharing this with our enterprise customers? And Sid had said the prompt with flags should be working. You should be able to throw in lip sync, caption length, template. And we want to be highlighting all that to be able to filter it here on the admin dashboard. The prompt with tags now works. You can do general human readable prompts and it'll update the API call based off of the prompt that you're doing. I need to track that in the admin dashboard still. And then from here, the next step, there's two directions I can go, is trying to figure out the visualizer template, or I can try to figure out why or what.
No,
Sid
don't
is doing locally.
don't worry about the template for Gatsby. I'll worry about Gatsby. You could worry about the experience for other customers. So like
Okay.
other customers is like
The
non-template.
visualizer. Yeah.
Yeah,
What the
non-template.
prompts that they're giving us for like visualizer. Your
Yeah.
feedback of you need it to be able to, before it was ignoring the entire message. Here it was ignoring your messages. Now it will read your message. So could you please try it again so that way we can get these numbers up and get some more data and to see how the video output's looking and how we feel about the latest video output? Hey,
Yeah.
this is your new song.
Oh yeah, I just added it. That's great. Is it just I can't hear the thing, but
The caption's talking about I'm singing in the rain, but it is singing the song.
awesome.
So
Can you pass if I'm not using Gatsby stuff and there is no MP3 in the artist's file base, what do I have to do to test?
you're asking to test another artist that's not Gatsby?
Correct. Are we good
That's
with that?
something that I've been wondering as well, because I have my own face guide and I wanted to start to do my face with Gatsby songs. I thought that would be pretty funny and also give me a test. I'll prioritize that as next, is allowing different artists. How do you ideally want to do it? I was thinking I think the easiest way would just be you mention them and you just say, make me a video of Sweetman, or you give the artist name that is in the file system and it looks up that artist and uses that artist.
You need to assume like, I guess, like while we're building out this, from if we're starting from like the primitives, assume there is no audio file and there is no reference files in our file base yet. And so the user is going to start from prompt, song, audio file, and any visual reference. And we need to be able to, from Slack, say, here's my song, here's my first frame, or like a reference shot. Make me a visualizer with this song that's 15 seconds long captions, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so like, I guess from the position of like, we have no like Recoup doesn't have the context yet, the user adds the context required. I would start there.
Okay,
because that way,
with artist tagging, that way it's no longer hard coded to Gatsby. You can put in any artist name and it'll look up that artist name to associate the video with the artist. And then content onboarding, for now, focusing on the same videos that we're already doing. So if it's missing a face guide, generate the face guide, include the face guide. And then audio, if we're missing audio, ask them for the audio. That way they can attach the audio, and then we upload the audio into their audio tab for the artists that they have tagged in the thread. And then we use that audio in the video that they are prompting us to generate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the face guide is only used during, maybe not. The face guide should only be used in a template that requires the face guide. Sure. And I think the 3 templates only have like all required face guides, but like in the event that their
templates require a face guide.
Yeah. So if we just
currently in my goal to understand the current pipeline, I'm just working to manipulate it a little bit so that way I can get my hands into it, and then after these changes, then I'll expand it more into, okay, now that I understand more, let's add the visualizer is the thing we're thinking about right now, and adding that template in the latter half of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what happens if we don't use templates? Like, what if it's just like prompt?
Even with this, with the current state, right, I agree. It should work just with prompts. With this, do you think if we had our meeting with Alexis, we could show her the current status here?
What do you mean current status?
Like, during the call, tag Recoup content agent with a prompt like this, and then show her the video outputs that it's generating?
Yes. I mean, I was gonna, like, what I was gonna say is I'll start testing in the side channel on actual requests coming in. The thing is that the requests are they're not going to follow a template yet, and I don't have that song, and I don't have so it's from my perspective. If we start from that that point POV of like,
Still not ready.
It's exactly. But it will be ready if if I get tagged and they give me all the stuff we need, I'll just start using it in front of them and being like, I'm testing this here. Like, we may or may not get it, but like as soon as we can start testing it, I'll test it in front of customers.
I think we'll have those things you just requested of allowing audio uploads, prompting and asking and getting the audio uploads, and then allowing any generalized video by the end of this week. So this time next week, we should be able to move from our private channel into our shared channel with our enterprise customer. And the biggest thing I'm asking you for is get our numbers up on that admin dashboard by you throwing in prompts. So that way I'm getting more data and you're getting to see the output to be able to connect those dots between what are the enterprise customers requesting, what is the bot currently capable of, and then I'll work on bringing where the bot's capable of up to the enterprise grade prompts.
Yeah, I like it. All right, cool. Since we don't have the Alexis meeting, do you have want to stay on for a little bit?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Haha, I got you for another hour. No. We don't need to stand for another hour. There's a couple of things I want to talk through. Number one is I want to appreciate how sassy you are for a second, Sweets. Like, I don't say this enough, and I hate it when it happens, but then I like ruminate on your responses in Slack, and I have to appreciate how direct you are when I am slacking on doing things. So thank you, and I appreciate it. This is in reference to me shipping the docs that were shitty, and you being like, "You're wasting my fucking time, bro. Don't do that again." So I wanted to appreciate it for a second, because I hated it when I got it, and I was like, "God damn it, Sweets!" But then I thought about it, and I was like, "You're right. I should have spent more time and actually did the whole thing through." So I appreciate it, and I'm also apologize for sending shit and taking not shipping to the top of what I know I can. So I want to take that for a second.
Thank you. I appreciate you chucking shit at the wall. You constantly challenge me to increase our velocity and try more things, and you push me out of my comfort zone as well. I appreciate how you challenge me.
Cool, man. With that being said, I did the whole thing. I did the whole pipeline. I don't know if you saw. So I didn't just do docs. We got all the way to the CLI, MCP, and the API for a research endpoint. There's a lot to it. So whenever you can, I'm excited about this. Not this one. The up again. Yeah, that. Wait. Open ASP. Yeah, that's it. So we got 30 new endpoints for research. I got everything tested and working. I want to ask you the question of, am I testing correctly, or do you need me to test a specific way to show that it's working? Like, I'm testing within Cursor, just being like, run these tests on this, and it's, use the actual Recoup API and like my Recoup API code and run it through and test it. Is that good enough? Do I need Postman? Do I need any other way to testing?
No, I test with my Claude code as well. The biggest thing is this testing on a preview deployment, or is this testing your local code?
It's on a preview deployment.
Okay, as long as you're testing on a preview deployment, then this is perfect, and this is how I test and also how I tell all my devs to test.
Okay.
This looks like the same output that I would get in one of my tests. I'm curious why it was only 24 out of 25 and not 25 out of 25. But this looks close enough for me to think that this is at least directionally correct and to start reviewing.
Okay, cool, good. So that one's exciting. The other one, the two
and this
main
is all chart metric stuff?
Yeah, it's chart metric, but the way I wrote it is that it should be easy to swap to like song stats if we get the right, like another data provider if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll kind of see how I walk through it. But yeah, the value of this, I think, is going to be astronomical when it comes to like just what we're able to do now. The one thing that I didn't test through is the like it attaching it to the credit system and that whole thing.
Right.
But I wasn't sure if where we're at with the credit system, that bug was ever fixed, and if whatever. So this one, and then the other PR is the array of song inputs to the content API. Where did it scroll up a little? I might have. You said you talked to me in the other one. Yeah, this one right here. Create content optional array, and I tested that. And again, the same question to you is this test good enough?
This is saying you're testing on your local API and not on a preview deployment.
But if it's on trigger that, okay, so I need to fix that. So if it's on trigger.dev, wouldn't that be on the trigger task? Let me dive back into this one.
Each of these again should be separate. If it sounds like you still think of all this as all of these are required and tightly coupled, but it should be one at a time. The first one should be docs. You should give a screenshot of the docs and you testing them. The API you should test on the API preview deployment. Once you ship the API, then yes, tasks is the only one that needs to either run locally or using your CLI, you can deploy it onto a staging. But so far, the normal testing for tasks is locally, but you could give me the run ID and the link to the run, just like you did here of the screenshot. And then the CLI, I don't think we have a good way of testing that. I've just so far been shipping CLI without testing it. So both of these we should be able to, well, docs and tasks are local testing. Docs is straightforward, just a screenshot of you testing it locally, because I don't want us to pay for docs because I believe it's either $200 or $500 a month for us to get preview deployments. And so far, I don't think it's worth it for us. API, we definitely have preview deployments and we should be testing on the preview deployments. Tasks, run it locally for now. In the near medium term future, we'll likely get us a staging pipeline so that we can test this on a deployed version, a preview deployment to match API. And then CLI is not, I'm not super strict on CLI yet because I don't know that we have anybody using it yet.
So for API to test on the preview deployment, walk me through it really quickly.
Take your PR, give it to Claude and say, well, let me do a new one so that I'm not messing with my own stuff. Claude dangerously skip permissions. Check out this PR. Check out this PR. Find the preview deployment. Test the endpoint being changed. Test the endpoint being changed on the preview deployment. And then I would also say use this API key. And then while it's thinking, I'm going to go into Recoup on the test branch. So test Recoup /keys. Delete the last test key that I was using with my agent. This prevents me leaking info to Anthropic. Delete test. Take the key. Go into here, paste the key, and then I say once you finish your test, post the results as a comment on the Git PR. That way, I don't need to necessarily read in here. When it finishes, it's going to post a comment on the GitHub PR, and then I can review it over on the GitHub PR to make sure that it's not hallucinating. And then if I want to test it myself, I can, but it already found the preview deployment. I didn't need to open up Vercel. It's using the Vercel MCP server that I've configured locally. And then it goes and runs the test. It's getting a 405 error. The endpoint.
So you have Vercel MCP locally So it's doing the test from. That's cool. That's a great idea. Okay, cool. All right.
Now it needs artist account ID. So if it's missing something, then I'll go and I'll get the thing that it's missing. So your changes, it needs an artist ID. So I'd then go and I'd be like, use this artist, and then I'll swap over to not Recoup, Rostrum. Is this the right org? That doesn't look right. And then Gatsby is probably active. Use this artist.
Damn, we have 45 subscribers
Where'd you see that?
on the YouTube.
On Gatsby's YouTube? Oh, looks like it.
Look at that.
Without songs, it works. And so now I need with songs, hiccups, triggers successfully. And then it posted it on here. So then I can go and it then should have posted my test right here in a nice grid fashion. And so then when I say, did you test it? You just give me this comment. It shows me that I tested it on a preview deployment, tells me the endpoint I tested, tells me the commits, tells me exactly how I tested it. And so then you give me this, and this took how long? 30 seconds?
Yeah, I got to set up the MCP.
So this is how I test my changes, and it doesn't take a long time.
Cool. Awesome. All right, that was helpful.
My godfather's tuned in. He says he's just trying to keep up. I appreciate you tuning in, Uncle Scott.
Hey, Uncle Scott.
From LinkedIn.
Fuck yeah. All right, cool, dude. Anything else? How's you got all these devs reaching out? What's going on?
Tons of devs reaching out. Let's quickly
talk through them all.
I don't think anything went viral. I think something's there. I think it's probably just the cycle in the school year on, because it seems like most of them are coming from India. We've got Arpit, who worked with me in the past. Ivavi is this guy I just sent you. He replied to me on Twitter, and then he's now in the Slack. Tobias and Truong both came to me from Solcroot, who was a dev that worked with me. He never shipped anything, but I think he sent them the Slack invite and just brought them into my Slack without my permission. And so I've just been throwing all these guys into the. So there's 4 devs right now that are shipping code. Well, that are Arpit is ship code 2 prod for Recoup. He is working. He's working on bringing everything, deleting all of the endpoints from chat and moving them over to API. Ivavi is doing his own tasks for his trial run. He opened 3 PRs and I've given him feedback on them. So now he's reviewing them and he's going to start posting in our code review channel off of Twitter into our Slack. Tobias has not done anything. He's begging me. I'm sorry. Tobias is doing stuff. Truong has not done anything. He begged me for another retry. I didn't reply. He pinged me again and said, hey, let me know your thoughts. And I said, open up a PR of the value. Don't ping me until you've opened up a PR. And then this guy, Truong, has opened some PRs. He still hasn't merged anything. Tobias has opened PRs, but he has not merged anything yet. His PR is about integrating chat credits because our chat credits weren't working. He caught this on his own, and he is working on fixing the chat credits. Right now, his latest test, he said the test that he did not use enough tokens to be able to charge any credits. And I said, well, credit deduction should round up to 0. Any prompt should at least deduct 1 credit. So there shouldn't be a case when 0 credits are deducted. Please send me a correct testing video showing at least 1 credit. So I'm trying to minimize the time I'm spending on any of these devs. No management, no me giving them tasks. But if they're opening up PRs, I'm reviewing them and assessing them as okay. If they're opening up a PR, I want to take them seriously. But I'm judging them being serious based off of the PRs they're opening. Instead of looking at green dots or having them send a resume or doing an interview, the only thing I care about, are you opening up a PR, yes or no?
And is it a value? Yeah.
And is it a valuable PR, right? Because this guy had sent me a couple others that I didn't think were valuable. And I was like, this is a bug, but nobody's ever going to hit this bug. So please try again with something you actually think our customers are going to care about. And this gets in the headspace that you were saying of like, do they know our customers? Do they know what we're working on? Or are they just devs that want to be given tasks and like they'll ship stuff, but it's not actually going to impact our customers? Credit handling, is something you have been saying. You just said it earlier on the call. And so the fact that he found this without me saying anything is like, that's exactly what we want. It's a dev that can anticipate what we're working on and then fill in those gaps without us needing to micromanage them.
Yeah, dude. If you're a dev listening, all you have to do is subscribe all of these weekly stand-ups that Sweets has on his YouTube, and then just literally have Claude Code extract every single idea or bug that Sid and Sweets have ever talked about, and then literally just go one by one, and then you will get hired immediately because everything is documented on these calls that we've ever wanted to do. So life hack right there. All right,
How to
cool.
get a job if you recently got laid off. Watch
Yeah,
our YouTube videos and give it to Claude Code.
Right, exactly. Come on, guys. It's not that hard. That's good though. That's cool that people are starting to come in. I also love the concept of just cool, go open a PR. Let's like no time spent. If you open a valuable PR, it makes sense. If you spend more time talking than you are opening PR, then yeah. All right, cool. I think that's everything.
Thank
When
you
you
all
get a chance to look through the research endpoints, and let me know what your thoughts are.
That'll be my afternoon. I'll be reviewing and I'll get it over the finish line as long as you have it like in a 90% there state, I'll pick it up and I'll take it over the finish line. So
yeah, ping me a few questions. I think you're gonna have some questions about like why are we doing X? Why are we renaming? Why are the MCP tools named differently than the endpoints? Things like that, versus the CLI. But go through it. Let me know.
copy.